CloudHub components, load balancer, virtual private cloud, and DNS records of the Mule workers. Here you can see CloudHub components, load balancer, virtual private cloud, and DNS record of the Mule workers. The CloudHub provides a variety of tools to architect your integrations and APIs so they can the Mule worker, the CloudHub provides a variety of tools to architect your integrations and APIs so that they are maintainable, secure, and scalable. Here you can see the basic network architecture, DNS, and firewall rules. This image shows the CloudHub components, load balancer, virtual private cloud, and DNS record of the Mule workers. Load balancing, CloudHub provides the load balancing service for all integrations. You can use the default balancing service to obtain a dedicated load balancer. CloudHub load balancing service does round-robin load distribution across workers, which allows workers to scale linearly as they receive more requests. Load balancing service also provides transparent switch holder when an application is upgraded. Each application deployed on the CloudHub has a CNAME record that refers to the load balancer. For example, myapp.region.cloudhub.io Mule application deployed to the CloudHub must listen to the host 0.0.0.0 and to either HTTP port 8081 or to the HTTPS port 882. Following ports are assigned to the Mule worker. HTTP port is set to 8081. HTTPS port is set to 882. The load balancer then forward requests to the assigned ports on the Mule worker. Forward traffic still uses HTTP and HTTPS protocols, which means it can't listen to the HTTPS on $sign open curly brace HTTP dot port close curly brace or plain HTTP on the HTTPS dot port. You must reference these ports using the reserved properties HTTP dot port and HTTPS dot port recursively. CloudHub services can then dynamically allocate a port at deployment time. DNS records. The following DNS records for your applications are exposed when they are deployed to CloudHub. myapp.region.cloudhub.io load balancer port 80 and 443 forward to HTTP dot port and HTTPS dot port respectively. Mule worker myapp.region.cloudhub.io the external IP address of the Mule worker. Public HTTP services are exposed on HTTP dot port and HTTPS dot port. Mule worker internal myapp.region.cloudhub.io the internal IP address of the Mule worker. The IP address for this DNS record are accessible only within a customer's private anypoint VPC. These IP addresses are not accessible for workers running in the MuleSoft shared VPC. Internal HTTP services are exposed to http.private.port and https.private.port. The default assigned ports are 91 and 92 respectively and cannot be changed. In certain situations, you may want to know the application's internal IP addresses. For example, when communicating with worker directly within the customer anypoint VPC without sending data over the public internet. When setting up your own load balancer, you can access these IP addresses through the Mule worker internal myApp.region.cloudhub.io record within the anypoint VPC. If you access the workers directly, any load distribution benefits from the CloudHub load balancing layer are lost. Here you can see load balance is connected to myApp worker 1 and myApp worker 2. myApp worker 1 and myApp worker 2 is in optional VPC, and optional VPC interacts with the external VPC network. Now this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching it.